NBA Today is live from Cleveland. We're counting down to Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and tip-off is less than 5 hours away. The Knicks, they're on the verge of a sweep. They're up 3-0. This is how they got it done on Saturday night, even with some big stars in the building. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift.
And his girlfriend. And
they couldn't shake it off. The Knicks, they were able to get out in transition. Hart hands it off to Bridges. Gets the layup to go there.
Hold on, let me push it. Let me push the offense.
Bridges looking.
I see you.
Finds Landry Shamet.
The microwave.
No thought.
7 of 8 from 3 in this series so far.
No thought for him.
The New York Knicks, they scored 16 points in transition in the first half. Only 2 points for the Cavaliers. And then there was Jalen Brunson. The Brunson burner was fully turned up here. Very productive third quarter in this one, Danny.
Yep. Get into that left hand, you know it's automatic.
And every time he gets James Harden in isolation.
Eyes light up.
Yep.
So does the rim.
Nails the step back there. And then Brunson finds Mitchell Robinson. A little alley-oop slam there.
One team's playing at a different speed than the other team.
Yeah, and Brunson scored or assisted on 14 points, by the way, in the third. And then the Landry mat, it was open.
Oh, I like that.
Put him in a spin cycle.
Give me microwave.
Keep going. What else you got?
Stay hot. Step back.
Wow!
Cycle done.
The Knicks, they win their 10th consecutive.
Is anybody going to guard him?
No, he's like, no.
Like the white flag has been.
Here's Brunson after the game.
I think most importantly, we obviously had that Knicks man up mentality. But we have a bunch of individuals in that locker room who work really hard, and they're very psychotic about their work and the things they do, and making sure that their minds that they're ready physically and mentally. So when their number's called and then when there's time to go out there, they're ready.
All right, the numbers have been a big topic of conversation this series, so let's look at the Knicks numbers here. They rank first in basically every statistical category here this postseason.
Sheesh.
Scoring, field goal percentage, three-point shooting, scoring differential. The list goes on and on. When you're number one in that many things, you need a Hall of Famer to talk about you. And that's why we have our Hall of Famer, Marc Spears, here joining us on set in Cleveland. Marc, you have covered a lot of New York Knicks teams over the years. You've covered good New York Knicks teams. You've covered New York Knicks teams that struggle. What has separated this group from others that you've seen?
This morning, Kat was asked about only Brunson being on the All-NBA team. Yeah. And he said, well, it's because we play defense. And I think that's the difference with this Knicks team is they're a defensive, everything.
Right.
Like an NFL defensive team, the way they're playing. And the thing is, it's not just Kat. It's a collective. Kat's 6th in defensive rating. McBride is 4th in defensive rating. Hart is averaging 1.7 steals per game. You got 5 Knicks that are averaging a steal a game, and they were actually number 1 in the NBA in defensive rating until last night when the Spurs jumped over them.
Ooh, okay.
So for this Knicks defense, I mean, they are the reason, respectfully to Jalen Brunson, all the amazing that he's doing, that they're just destroying everybody right now.
They're a classic Mike Brown team.
Give a lot of credit to Mike Brown, opening up the floor with Kat and making him initiate the offense. But for me, the guy has been Mikal Bridges. He's been all over the place, right time. There was a point there in the Atlanta series, we weren't sure if he was happy. They're going to lose him. He's at the end of the bench, not looking happy. As you see in this tape, he's getting in the paint, driving, kicking, finding guys, relocating, working the dunk area, setting some screens. As you see, Jalen Brunson sees this. This is their offense now. They got Kat being the point guard. Now he sees a mismatch. It's him and Jared Allen. They're putting a big man on him. He's like, all right, you going to put a big man on me? I'm going to go to the basket. Use a little wiry strength right here. Get the guy above him. Flex, show a little bicep muscle on the way in. So, now he got the full court. They're pressing. He's like, all right, I can bring the ball up, too. This is what I can do. We make a mistake. Press me, press us. We're going to find it. We're going to push the break. Let me come into an offense. He's moving fast, setting a screen for Kat. Slips out. Donovan Mitchell knows he's a smaller player. Little easy layup. Just him doing these little things and playing hard has made him so effective and efficient. 86% on layups and dunks. And in that mid-range, he's damn near the same because he's knocking down that mid-range at a high clip.
It really engages him more that he's not just standing in the corner and waiting for threes.
Absolutely.
Look, in this offense, we're going to put you on the move. We're going to let you do your things. And when you get in transition, don't just pass and run to the corner. Go to the basket, create. Like, I think all that, I mean, he also always had that in his game, but they've sort of ignited that in him.
Yeah, he's put emphasis on it. You see him a lot, like getting on the breakaway, using them hamstrings, getting out, stretching out, using his height, using his length, getting to the basket. But I always liked him within cutting.
Yeah.
If he can cut, if he can set those back screens, pop in there, that you see the double coming, he needs to be the guy. Him and Josh Hart are good at that, getting into that open area and making something happen out of nothing.
There's been some discourse that the championship game is being played, the championship series has been being played out west right now between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. The way that these New York Knicks are playing right now, if this is the New York Knicks team that shows up, I'm not sure that's true, Amon.
Yeah, the championship is going to be tougher than people once imagined it, just because we finally have a couple of teams that are making adjustments and not making adjustments game by game. This is in the game action right now. Third quarter, we coming out. We're not doing that no more. Now what's your move? This is real chess out here right now.
Let me speak to this very quickly.
Yep.
Yes, the Western Conference has been a harder run.
Yeah.
Yes, the Knicks have gotten a Philly team that was banged up, tired, and maybe a little bit satisfied, and a Cavs team that was tired and a little bit satisfied. But they're beating all these teams. They're crushing them.
Yeah.
They've won these 10 games by 250 points combined. It'd be one thing if they were barely getting by. They're taking their competition and they're destroying it. Historically, when you destroy competition like that, it means you're a championship-level team.
And the two teams in the West are destroying each other.
Right. And so we'll see if that rest versus rust comes into effect once again here. And speaking of, coming up here on NBA Today, Oklahoma.
Presented by Haagen-Dazs.
It is a gorgeous day in Cleveland. We're getting you set for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So what do you say, gentlemen? Let's get out and run as the New York Knicks, they're on the verge of a sweep here. And let's start with the head of the snake, Jalen Brunson. He had his 26th career 30-point game in Knicks playoff history, the most in franchise postseason history. Shump, what has he shown you so far?
Man, with Jalen Brunson, you want a storyline, man. How about father-son? How about a point guard finally coming in here, controlling pace? We say a small guard can't win, and now he's winning, but I just think his poise has been tremendous throughout these playoffs, man. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. Big body Brunson.
And Rick Brunson.
As my boy Perk would say.
And then there's Karl Anthony Towns, the facilitator, right? Because off his passes, the Knicks are shooting 70% this postseason, the best since 2015, according to our tracking. Mark, what growth have you seen in his game?
Well, I met him at the Hoop Summit 11 years ago, now 11 years later. He's had a lot of ups and downs in his career, but this tri-state area guy is excited about getting to his first NBA Finals. But he says he's got to focus on today, not tomorrow, and he never takes anything for granted.
Certainly that focus is going to be necessary here in a closeout game. Mikal Bridges has been fantastic this series. He's averaging just a hair under 20 a game on a wild 69% from the field, the third best over an 8-game span in a postseason in the shot clock era. So, Brian, is this what they envisioned when they traded those 5 picks?
They definitely envision an impact guy. And I'll tell you one thing, and you wouldn't believe it, but he's actually taking 5 fewer shots per game in this playoffs than last playoffs. Guess what? He's shooting 20% higher.
Wow.
That's efficiency.
Mr.
That's been
Efficient.
part of the change with Bridges this offseason.
Let's round this out with OG, Agugwa Anunoby. Returned for the conference finals, and he's been a scorching from 3. 51% on threes this postseason. Danny, you know a thing or two about hitting threes. Is this the best playoff run he's ever had?
Definitely. And I mean, he had some good runs in Toronto. He was a youngin' then. But right now, he's a super vet. He's able to take his time, coming back from injury, knock down these shots, be in the right place at the right time, getting a little more comfortable attacking the basket when they double Jalen Brunson, try to dunk over some people, try to get James Harden one time. But he's being that floor space that they need, and he's been doing that throughout the whole playoffs. Is why they've been able to win at a comfortable scoring differential.
When you look at the scoring differential, that 225 points during their 10-game win streak is the best scoring over a 10-game span in NBA history. By the way, that includes the regular season and the playoffs. And of course, we are here in Cleveland for Game 4 here of the Eastern Conference Finals. But nationally, today is Memorial Day. And today we recognize those that have served, those that have died for our country. Here on NBA Today, we just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of our veterans. Thank you to all of our families that have served here and have supported over the years. Decorated athletes here joining the show. And today, I am so honored to welcome General Martin E. Dempsey to NBA Today. And General Dempsey, I'd just like to read some of your accomplishments here. You're the 18th chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, special advisor to the NBA. And you also are one of the people who connected the NBA with the TAPS program. Can you tell us just a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it actually goes back to 2012 when the Olympic team with Mike Krzyzewski on the men's side and Gina Oriem on the women's side were passing through D.C. on the way to London for the Olympics. I was still the chairman at the time, and we collaborated to give those athletes the experience of knowing what it was to represent their country. And one of the ways we did that was connecting them to, the children of those serving, but also then to the survivors of the fallen through this organization called TAPS. And it really made an impression on the athletes, but it also made a wonderful impression on these, young children who had recently lost a loved one in their lives. So it has become something that we've tried to continue to do every year.
It's certainly a program that means so very much to so many. General Dempsey, you spent 41 years in uniform. Thank you so very much for your service. And now we're celebrating America's 250th birthday. I see there's so many fans that are out here enjoying Memorial Day baseball. What does Memorial Day mean to you in this moment of reflection?
Well, Memorial Day is always the most solemn of holidays for me personally, and I think also for those who have served. We very much appreciate the support of the American people, both for those who go to war and come home, but also for those families who are left without a loved one because they've fallen in combat. And by the way, the NBA and by extension, USA Basketball have been wonderful to both members of the military through a program called Hoops for Troops, Commitment to Serve. We work a lot together. I'd like to think of it as connecting the best athletes in the world with the best military in the world. And then again, when you add in that extra component of a Memorial Day remembrance, then you've got this reminder to me anyway that we owe the families of the fallen our continued support, and those who fell should have, I think, and in many cases have inspired us, to live up to their example of selflessness and service. I have a little thing. In fact, I have a hat here. I'm going to put it on. It reminds me that every day we should make their sacrifice matter, but in particular, of course, on a Memorial Day like this one.
Absolutely. Make it matter. What a wonderful message to share with all of our viewers. Thank you for that, General Dempsey. Before we let you go here, I'm hoping I got to get in one quick basketball question here because you are on the board of directors. You're actually the chairman of the board of directors for Team USA, and we're here talking about the conference finals. Are you worried about Victor Wembanyama yet in 2028?
Victor Wembanyama, first of all, he's a wonderful young man, so I don't want to, but now I'm going to tell you he's my personal nightmare as the chairman of USA Basketball. But look, almost many of the athletes in the finals, and, as I travel around with the NBA, I'm always running into players, both those who have played for us and those who have played for other countries. And it's really, look, it's, in my judgment, it's the best thing about basketball is that it's such a global sport, brings people together, grow the game. The competition's getting better and better. In the 2019 World Cup, we had Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and Mikal Bridges on the same team. It's like, Villanova, here we go again, right? So, but that's what I love about it, actually. So I personally, I said he's my personal nightmare. That's true. I'm sure that our head coach for the men's team, Eric Spoelstra, is probably feeling exactly that way, watching them grow and develop. But bring it on, that's what let's bring it on. Let's see who can last for those 40 minutes of FIBA basketball and prevail.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't think you're alone in either one of those sentiments, in the personal nightmare for many and also the sentiment that bring it on because you want to go through the absolute best. General Dempsey, thank you so much for your time here, for reminding us to make it matter here on this Memorial Day, and thank you so very much for your service.
Thank you, Malika.
Still to come here on NBA Today. Cleveland, they've hosted some of the wildest moments in playoff history, Iman. But which one tops them all? We got some highlights. Top of the top, straight from the land.
Layup.
A lot of LeBron.